I think verbal communication is very important in what I do on many levels. I'll give you three levels. One, with the people I work with. There's so many caregivers and so many people we have to work with to look after these children around the world. Secondly, with the children themselves. Verbal communication, the ones with HIV/AIDS, the ones with who are pregnancy, you have to communicate with them to let them know that they're important also, and we have to find ways of doing that. Thirdly, and very importantly too, our donor base. We need to communicate with people who we need help from, both locally in whichever country we find ourselves, but internationally. And that's why we need to learn the techniques and skills at all different levels of verbal communication so we can understand each other. On the Room brings to the table for me many different things. One, that verbal communication, it's not rocket science in a sense, but many simple things are right under our eyes and we don't see it. What it has done for me, and I am very experienced in preaching, for instance, but it made me learn a lot of simple things which are very important things. It's a pebble in the shoe that keep your attention. A boulder can't get in the shoe. So that is what Own the Room did for me. Let me inspect all the small things. The next thing Own the Room did why it's important, I think, is that it levels the playing field. So no matter if you're a very high executive or if you're a very lowly coffee maker, let's say, both need to communicate. And in my field, I deal with kings and paupers. And I need to communicate with both of them. And Own the Room showed me how to narrow that gap. Vitally important. Another thing that Own the Room I think is very important for us is that it is a open-ended strategy kind of thing. In other words, the sky is the limit. If you want to put it into it, in other words, the energy the person I put into communicating is the energy that will get out there. And the energy that is out there that I have to kind of help activate is what will come to me. So it's a beautiful concept, and I have benefited a lot by it. I have learned from Own the Room some tips and techniques that I really never took as important before. One, to watch my voice in modulating it. Watch my whole appearance, the ways that I do things in giving a talk. But very importantly, that the audience is important. I am not the important one. It's not what I look like or be like. It's who I am speaking with. It makes so much sense that you wouldn't think of it, but it really is. And therefore, that throws a whole different light on how I should present the facts, the figures, the interpretations, all this kind of stuff. So that's very important. Another tip I got that sometimes you take for granted is to be including the audience in certain ways, body polls, questioning, all these kinds of ways, so that not only are they a passive audience, but they're an active audience that is encouraging me now to even go deeper into my communication skills. I was amazed. I have been to many different things around the world, and I used to teach at a university, and coaches and so on, you get them back and forth. But I must tell you, I had to tell the coaches this myself, Bill and his coaches are premium. They all seem to be cut from the same cloth. They all operate at a very high level, but not just the efficiency and the intellectual capacity for these things, but they take a personal interest, which is the real role of a coach, in the people they're coaching. And it's not a falsified, it's not a sort of interest that is done just for this job. You get the impression that they're truly interested in what they want you to get done. And that's my takeaway from that.